We will talk about digital presentation. Over the last 2 decades, our lives have slowly been taken over by technology. The rapid development of technologies has considerably influenced mankind. The advent of advanced presentation graphics software has replaced the overhead projectors and transparencies of bygone days. Data presentation has now become more colorful, comprehensive, and appealing. The conventional method of teaching using blackboards in classrooms are being gradually replaced by digital boards. It has made the learning process more interactive, effective, and easy to comprehend. Presentation software is an application software which is used to create multimedia presentation in the form of slideshows. A presentation is a collection of slides arranged in a sequential manner to convey, persuade, motivate, entertain, or to provide information. A slide can be defined as a digital or an electronic page of a presentation. A slideshow is a sequential display of slides which is shown to the audience with an objective of providing information and exchanging ideas or views on a particular topic. The presentation can be projected on a big screen by attaching the computer to a multimedia projector. A presentation can be made more interesting and effective by adding text, diagrams, scanned images, clip art, sounds, videos, designs, and special animation effects. In this lesson, you will learn about the basic operations of a presentation software, its components, and connected aspects. Most popular presentation softwares are Microsoft PowerPoint, Google Slides, part of Google Docs, Adobe Connect, OpenOffice Impress, Microsoft PowerPoint 2010. PowerPoint 2010 is a presentation software that allows you to create dynamic slide presentations that can include animation, narration, images, and videos. It is a graphical software package that is used for creating effective multimedia presentations. It is a part of the Microsoft Office 2010 suite, which provides various tools, wizards, templates, themes, and predefined layouts to create dynamic and professional presentations. Microsoft PowerPoint is a powerful communication tool to present the views and ideas effectively through visual aids. Your presentation can be enhanced with 2D and 3D clip art, special effects and transition styles, animations, and high-impact drawing tools. The maximum usage of this application can be seen in the field of entertainment, education, corporate training sessions, seminars, and conferences. You can easily import data from Word, Excel, etc. into a PowerPoint presentation. You can also generate handout material and speaker's note after creating a presentation. Let me tell you how to start PowerPoint.
This we
Click the
need
start
not
button,
to
then go to
understand
all
because
programs, then
everybody know how to start the PowerPoint. Let us come to the topics directly. I don't have the PowerPoint presentation, any pre-built PowerPoint presentation with me. So whatever I'm having, I can explain all the things with the help of this. First of all, what is the importance of presentation? Why we are creating these presentations? Why cannot we teach directly without help, without these PowerPoint presentations? Or why cannot we explain anything without these PowerPoint presentation? First of all, it is a because it save your times. If I have depicted something with the help of pictures or with the help of graphics, it will definitely save your time and the concepts will be more clear. Next, it help in building public speaking skills, because if you are presenting a thing very well in a form of charts or graphic, then you will be able to clear the concept um, more effectively. Now, what are basically the elements of effective presentation? This was a question of last year board exam. What are the good characteristics of an effective presentation? First of all, if you are going to create any type of presentation on any topic, suppose the topic is networking or any other topic, so you have to research about your topic first. Your research should be complete, then only you can make an effective presentation. Otherwise, you don't know what has to be added in your presentation and what not to be added in the presentation. Next is, it should be organized. It should be well organized. Whatever the presentation you are preparing, it should be well organized. It is means everything should be in sequence. Like suppose I have created a presentation to explain the HTML, the list in HTML. Then I cannot place the second slide before the first slide, or I cannot place a third slide before the first slide. There is a particular sequence of the slides, and that is organized because I have organized the slides accordingly. Next is using visual aids. Like suppose if I'll simply write list R of 4 types: first ordered list, second unordered list, third nested list, and fourth descriptive list, then it doesn't looks attractive. So to make the presentation looks attractive, I have added the visual aids in the same presentation. So next is to keep it simple. Your presentation should be simple enough so that the other person can easily understand what you are trying to say. Next is eye contact. A good presentation, for a good presentation to explain, eye contact is also very important uh, while communicating with the audience, but somehow we are not able to have eye contact in this presentation, so that doesn't matter. But for an effective presentation, it is compulsory to have an eye contact. Next is your volume should be clear, your pace and pitch should be clear while explaining the content of your presentation. Next is like the body posture. You are means the body posture means the way you are explaining, the way you are moving your hands, the way your face is expressing, means how you are using your body language to explain the content of the presentation. That also includes how effectively you can do. Okay, so these were the importance of an effective presentation. Now come to the main content, what we can do with the presentation, what we cannot do, these added features of the presentation. Okay, so first, importance of presentation we have already seen. Then essential elements of an effective presentation also we have seen. Next is what is speaker notes in the presentation. Now I'm not explaining you, this is a part of your book, but I'm not explaining you how to open a PowerPoint presentation, how to save it, how to take a new slide, because everybody is aware of this thing. So I'm not going to explain it. So directly come to the speaker notes. Like this is the area for the speaker notes. Like suppose I have to speak something about this slide. For my own convenience, whatever I want to speak about this slide, I can write it as a notes here. For example, list are of 4 different types and so on, जो भी आपने लिखना है. So whatever you want to write or whatever you are going to dictate uh, while displaying this presentation to your viewers, you can write or write down the notes for that in this area. This is the notes area, or you can call it as a speaker notes area. Shanvi is asking, ma'am, what was the shortcut for adding new slide? Okay, Shanvi, for that shortcut is Control plus N. Aditya is asking, ma'am, speaker note will present on slide or only we can see? Yes, the person who is presenting the slide, that person can see the speaker note. Rest, nobody can see the speaker note. So that is the feature of speaker notes. Okay, next topic is after speaker notes. Next is how to add how to save your presentation as a video or a PDF. Sometimes I want that after creating the PDF, I want that nobody to whomsoever I'm providing. Okay, Shanvi is asking how to add the speaker notes. Shanvi, can you see this box at the bottom? Here you can write all the speaker notes for you. So at the time of means whenever you will do the slideshow of your presentation, you will be able to see, or you can easily take the printout of all slide speaker notes in a different page. You can read out your notes from there and your slides will be played differently. So the readers will not be able to see the speaker notes. Okay. Next is how to save it as a PDF or how to make it as a video. Sometimes we require that I wanted to convert my slideshow as a video, so that I need not to press every time the enter key to move to the next slide or to go to the next slide. For that, first of all, it is compulsory. If you want to convert it as a video, first of all, it is compulsory to add the animations, because sorry, transition, because without moving to the next slide, or if you will choose this option, uh, move to next slide on mouse click, if you will choose this option, then definitely you cannot convert your PowerPoint presentation as a video. So for that, to convert it as a video, you have to choose this option after how many seconds, your next slide should appear. So this option you have to choose for each and every slide, then only you can convert your presentation as a video. Otherwise, you cannot convert it as a video. Next is, sometimes we also require to save our presentation as a PDF, in which I want that nobody, suppose you have mailed me the PowerPoint presentation and I don't have PowerPoint presentation in my system, and so I cannot view your presentation. So what you will do, you will just convert it into PDF and send it to me. So how to convert it into PDF? Go to File, Save As. When you will click on Save As, you will be able to see many different options. You can make it as a you can convert it into a image, you can convert it into a show. This is known as PowerPoint 97 2003 show, or you can use this PowerPoint show to convert it as a video, and you can also convert it into PDF. This is the option for PDF, this is the option for XPS. So you can convert it into any, or you can also convert it into Windows Media Video, whatever the option you are having. Like suppose if I have to send it to someone and he don't have the option to play the video, you can convert it into Window Media Video. It means it will be converted as a simple video instead of as a PowerPoint video show. So from here you can save it as a video or as a PDF. What next? Next is how to insert, delete, duplicate, or move a slide. First of all, how to insert a slide. Suppose after slide 2, I have to insert a new slide, or before slide 2, I have to insert a new slide. Then I'll right click on 2 and then click on new slide. New slide will be inserted. Now I want to shift it at the second, in place of the second slide. So just drag it and drop it like this. So this is how you can move a slide. And now I want to delete this slide, right click and delete slide. Now suppose I want to create a duplicate slide. I want to create in the next slide, I want to create the same table, but the content I want to change. So what I'll do, I'll create a duplicate slide, right click on the slide and click on duplicate slide. A new duplicate slide of the same slide will be added. Now you can change the content of the slide. So rest everything will remain same. You need not to create the structure or the design or the table which you have created, or you need not to add the background. Everything will automatically come. Next, Aditya is asking, ma'am, it automatically convert. I have to send the PDF in mobile and opening it was opening like a PDF only. Yes, it will automatically convert to PDF and it will open like a PDF only. No more PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so this is how we can insert the duplicate slide also. Next option is insert, delete, duplicate, and move slide. This we have seen. Next is how to view different types of slides. Means how to what are the different types of views we can have in the PowerPoint presentation. This was a question of last year board examination. What are the different types of presentation views? So these are the 4 different types of presentation view. This is a normal view. By default, whenever you will open PowerPoint presentation, you will able to see in a normal view only. Next is slide sorter. This is slide sorter view in which you can see all the slides in a single window. Now from here, suppose if I want to shift this slide at the second position, I can just drag and drop wherever you want to shift. So you can just change whatever the ways you want to see your presentation. Next is notes page. This is notes page means this is for the reference of, like, suppose I want to uh, take a printout of the slide, a whole slideshow for me before presenting it in front of audience. So this is notes view. I can create the notes, or if I have already created the notes in the normal view, like here, if I have already created the notes, I can go to the notes view. It will let me take the printout with notes and with slides, so that at the time of presenting to audience, I can have both the things with me, and audience will be able to see only the slide, not the notes. Next is reading view. Reading view is like the slideshow only, where you can open one by one all the slides by pressing the key and you can read the slides. So this was a reading view. So these were the 4 different types of views which we can have in PowerPoint presentation. This was a question of last year board examination, and it was of 5 marks. So in which you have to explain each and every view. Like normal view, what is the use of normal view, what is the use of slide sorter view, what is the use of notes page view, and what is the use of reading view. So one by one you have to explain each and every view. And by default, the PowerPoint presentation will open in normal view only. Okay, next is now, what is master view? Master view is also important. This is master view. In master view, we can have a slides like this, in which you can create your own notes. The person who is presenting the PowerPoint presentation, he can create its own notes with headers and footers. Or suppose if you want to distribute the presentation to the viewers before presenting in front of them, then you can have a master view. In master view, what is the speciality of master view? Using the master view, I can change the background color, background style, and I can give a particular theme to all my slides. Suppose if I'll do any changes in one slide, automatically it will appear in all the slides. Clear? Accordingly, my theme will get changed. I have not created anything in the master view, so my slides will not get changed. Only the layout, content will remain same. Only the layout is getting layout of, or the theme or is changed. Okay. Next is now, okay, what is use of format painter button? How can we create tables in PowerPoint? Next is now format painter. Format painter, like suppose, now as everybody can see, this www and World Wide Web is not the content, the formatting of this line is not matching with the first line. So I want that the first line should also appear in the same way. So what I'll do, I'll just select the text from where I want to copy, then go to the format painter button and then apply wherever you want to apply the same formatting style. It means you need not to check कि वो कौन सा font था, वो कौन सा size था, या वो कौन सा color था. You can just simply copy from wherever you want to copy. Click select the text. Shanvi is back in the class. Shanvi, just note down Ritu is late in the class. Okay, so select the text, then go to the format painter button. and then select the text wherever you want to apply the same font size, font color and everything. Like this. So this is a use of format painter button. Now next is, now suppose I have to add a table in my, I have created a duplicate slide. Shanvi Harsh is also late. Table I will create here. For that, first I'm changing the layout of the slide. Okay, I want only the title. Now I'm going to insert a table here. Go to insert tab, go to table, choose the number of rows or columns you want for your table. Suppose I want 4 rows and 4 columns and 5 rows. Then table will be automatically inserted. Now if you want to do any changes in the table, like suppose I want to change the height and width of the table, right click, height and width of the table option is not coming here. Okay, here we have the option in the layout tab. From here we can change the height and width of the table. Suppose it is right now it is 0.41, so I'm going to make it 0.72, and column width I'm going to make 1.70 and enter. So the cell or the row which I have selected, it will change only for that. If you will select the whole table and then you will change 0.72. It will change for the whole table. So this is how you can change the height and width of the table. Next is now how to merge and split cells inside the table, and how to give themes to your table. I want to change the theme of my table. Select your table, go to design, and these are the different themes. You can select any theme which you want to choose. Next is shading. From here you can also choose a shading area, like whatever you want to do. I don't want to do any shading. Okay, next is now how to split the cells. I want to display the borders to myself. First of all the borders I want to display. So these are the borders. Now suppose this cell I want to further divide it into 2 parts. So right click on the cell and there is the option of split cell. Now it is asking you want to divide it into 2 columns or you want to divide it into rows. Whatever, like suppose I want to divide it into 2 columns. So it will be divided into 2 columns. Now this cell I want to divide into 2 rows. Then go to split cell. Column will remain 1 and row will remain 2 this time. So now it is divided into 2 rows. And now suppose I want to merge all the cells. Then right click and click on merge cells option. Now it's a single cell in this row. So this is how we can split and merge the cells in PowerPoint presentation. Next is, okay, tables we have inserted, merge and split we have done the styles of table. Okay, next is how to do the editing of images and how to insert the images, how to group, how to insert hyperlinks and animation, transition, audio, video. This we will see in the next class. So right now, because the time is getting up, So right now I'm winding up this session here.